Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So continuing the series, the latest purchase has just arrived, and let me show you what I've bought. So here it is in all of its glory. It is a 2012 Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 active, and I'll take you for a little walk round first, and I'll point out some of the damage. It has just arrived about 10 minutes ago, so I've not had a proper chance to look at it, but I've got a fairly good view on what it's looking like. So nice red, decent set of alloys, 62 plate. What sort of conditions it in? Well, as expected, paint. The paint is actually okay. It's just got light scratches, so definitely could do with a machine polish, which it will get. We've got a decent set of alloys, a 16 inch or 15 inch. 16 inch, decent tyre, lots of tread, and what make is that? It's a Kumo, I think, on the back. Moving down the sides, we've got a bit of, well, that's just a bit of bird poo. We've got some brand I've never, Delinte, whoever they are, on the front, but again, decent tread, tiny bit of curbing on the alloys, but really nothing too bad. No real lack of peel. Brakes look okay. Moving around the front, we've got a bit of damage, probably hit something there on the front bumper and underneath. Needs a new set of plates. Probably might get away with screws, let's see. Tiny dent in the bonnet, but again, nothing that's not to be expected. You can see the sun here and just how bad that paint is. But again, really will come up nicely with a machine polish. Headlights look like they could do with a bit of a buff, so again, not really a major problem. A bit of 800 grit, 1200, 3000, then machine polish them, then we'll put a coat of lacquer on them. But otherwise the front looks tidy. A bit more damage down here. Again, I'll probably touch that in, and on the front. And then it's obviously had a bit of a wallop. I can probably get that back in on this corner. What are we doing with tyres here? So again, Delinte, whoever they are, decent tread, no particular cracking, could do with some air by the look of it. As expected, this is always the worst tyre because this is the one that hits the curbs, so it could probably do with a bit of touching in. But down the sides, again, no major damage. Tiny little dent here. I think the camera's just about picking that up. I'm not sure I'm really going to bother with that on a car of this age. And then the back, I've got again a Kumo tyre, lots of tread. I've got a tiny scuff here, just about get my fingernail in that, so probably can't get all of that out with the machine polisher, but I should be able to get most of it out. And then the worst bit of damage is around the back, which is the bumper, which to be fair I did know about. So we've got a tiny bit of scraping, probably hit a wall or something, I guess. And then we've got the customary marks around the boot where things have been loaded. And probably the worst piece is on this corner. So again, it probably wants the back bumper respraying, which again is no particular problem. But otherwise, quite a smart little car, and I think this will be great for a first time driver or a second car. Just noticed we've got a little crease here. These are probably just parking dings, but I think a lot of these can be touched in and machine polished. And again, people have got to be realistic. It's a 11-year-old car. It's not going to be perfect, so I think it looks pretty smart, and certainly will do by the time I finished with it. So that's the outside. Let's take a look inside. So inside, what have we got? Let's start with the door cards. Again, typically plasticky. Vauxhalls of this era. Looks like we've got a bit of tape or something on there holding the door handle. I'm sure I can get one of those, won't be too expensive. We've got electric mirrors, we've got electric front windows, lots of dirt and grime. In the back, we've got some treasure. What's the treasure? We've got some eczema cream, okay. And we've got some CDs. So multi-surface wipes, I'll keep them, they'll be useful. Beautiful South, Ronan Keating. They've got reasonable taste in music. And what else have we got? Probably some other bits and pieces. So seats are actually quite good. We've got this kind of half, I doubt it is leather, it's mock leather and cloth. Again, with a wet clean, I think they will come up really nicely. Carpets, again, grubby, but with a wet clean, they'll be fine. Roof lining, again, it's just grubby, needs a bit of shampoo on it, and we'll get the wet vac to go through it and make a massive difference to this car. So, driver's seat, could do with fixing, oiling. So again, we've got this, the problem with this mock leather is it always splits. But I don't think we'll be getting involved in that. It's probably not worth it. You can get new bolsters, or potentially get a repair kit. I might have a look at that, but probably not going to bother. What else have we got? We've got decent set, well, not a decent set, an old set of mats, but I'm sure they give it at least some protection. And then inside we've got poverty spec. So like I said, we've got electric windows, we've got electric mirrors, we've got a glove box which has definitely seen better days. I don't know if that can be fixed or whether it needs a new one, but either way it's not going to be a big problem if we can replace that. Oh, we do have a service book, so let's see if we have any history. That's a warranty booklet. So what do we have? There's no one's details on here, are there? No. So we've got supplying dealer. We've got one at 2012. We've got one at 2017. So it doesn't look like it's been serviced for 5 years. Okay, well, that looks like it's about it, but it may have had some servicing in between that as well. And what do we have here? Just make sure I haven't given away anyone's address. So this is, okay, so noise from engine. Okay, so I'll go through all that a little bit later. But anyway, it's good we've got a book pack, I'm pleased with that. Seats, again, all okay. Just needs, as expected really, just a really good clean. Just amazes me how people let their cars get this bad, but there we go. I guess that's up to them. What else have we got? Vauxhall card up here, mirror. Okay, so let's start it up. So this car is pretty good on the miles, so we're 82,000 I think we are on this. I don't know if that's going to show with the sun. Let me see if I can push it down here. 82,457. Good thing is we don't have any warning lights. So I do have some flashing, but that's the seatbelt sign and that's just the handbrake on sign, so nothing to worry about. Now this car, I'll explain in a few moments, has just had some major work done on it, so it should be good engine wise, but I'll talk about that in a second. What else have we got? So leather steering wheel, power steering. Got a decent, well, decent by probably 2012 standards screen. It's got Bluetooth. I think it's got an upgraded stereo this, but no aircon. But again, it's probably not going to work in a car of this age anyway. So that's where we are. So let me cut back in and I'll show you the engine. I'll talk through what's gone on with the engine and then what we're going to be doing with this car. So there is the engine. It is running. It has just come back, and that is a new engine in this car, a reconditioned engine. So I bought this with a supposed fault, but by the time I'd costed up trying to have clutch, gearbox, timing chain and everything else fixed, it was easier just to get the engine, gearbox, clutch all as one unit and get an exchange unit which has all been reconditioned, timing chain's been done, oil filter, air filter all done, and it is running really very nicely. So that is a big issue on these cars. So let me talk you through what we're going to do. So plan for this car, what do we need to do? So I think mechanically shouldn't need very much. Certainly we need to get an MOT on it. I think the MOT on this runs until the end of July. So of course that's not very long and we need to sell it with a fresh MOT. So I think we'll run it through the workshop. We'll get fresh MOT, preferably advisory free. I think that's always important. So we'll be selling the car, fresh MOT, fully serviced, timing chain all good, filters all good. So it shouldn't need anything else for another year. Second thing I think we're going to do is get that rear bumper sprayed. So I'll get that into the body shop that I use, who are really, really good. So they'll do a really nice job on that. I think I'll just get them to go round perhaps with the touch-up pen. Some of that damage on the lower bumper will do that. I'm probably not going to get too involved in the parking dings on the sides. Again, this is an 11-year-old car, so let's just be practical. We want it to look clean and tidy. So we'll get all those things done. Then we'll get it back. We will give it a really good clean. I think we'll start with the interior, probably put a new set of mats in it, just for the sake of what they are going to cost, probably 10 or 15, maybe even 20 pounds, but it will just really lift the interior. We'll shampoo, wet clean seats, roof lining, we'll detail the dash. We'll get this as good as we possibly can, because that will really help sell it. And then of course on the outside, we'll do a full machine polish, because that will bring that paint up, and red should come up really quite nicely as well. And I think after that it should be pretty much good to go. So anyway, as I go through the next stage of the journey, please join me. So there will be a part 2 of this video. I'm not quite sure what order we're going to go in, so it'll just depend on who's available, but I will go through a part 2. So please do make sure that you subscribe and you share and you like and you click on the bell notification for new videos, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.